So today I'm going to tell you the puppets that would be good to include in your Tam O'Shanter play. If you've completed some of the other shadow puppetry lessons that I have done online, you will probably know how to make the puppets, so maybe have a look back on them. But just for to refresh your memories, you will need some black card, quite flexible black card, thick black paper would do. You need some skewers of some sorts, or lolly sticks or straws to make the handles, some tape, or what I have sometimes used is just sticky labels to attach the sticks to the card, and to make your puppets have jointed parts in places where that's appropriate. These, can you see them? Are very good. That's brass split pins, brass paper clips, okay? They look a bit like that, and they split out. Okay, also, you'll need some tiny scissors. The tinier and sharper the better. Just be careful and ask before you use anyone's special scissors, okay? But they are good because it can be a bit fiddly when cutting these out. If you need help, ask nicely, and a grown-up might help you do some of these. Before I show you the puppets that you need, I'm going to give you a little tip as to how best to attach the stick to the back of your puppet. So, the puppets for the Tam O'Shanter show are all here. However, I have one without a stick here, which is just a tree shape. So, you take your stick and you've got your puppet piece. And what you're going to do is, with a little bit of tape, I'm going to use a white sticky label here just so that it's easier for you to see. So there's my sticky tape, and just about a finger or two down the top of this stick, I'm going to attach the tape like that in the middle. So there's a big long bit of tape on top, and I'm going to fold it back on itself like so. Carefully, gosh, it's a fiddle. Here we go. Okay, so it's like that. So there's your stick with a little flap at the top, and you'll notice that, I'll have to attach that a bit more firmly, that this bit here is flappy, okay? And that is perfect, because what you can do on the back of your shape, you can just stick that flap like so. There it goes. And take another piece of tape, and what you want to do is, where that flappy bit is, you want to just stick that down to the back of your shape. Now, so then when you hold it, you can just go right behind your puppet, and the stick is just perpendicular, sticking out the side like that. Okay, there you go. Instead of, for example, this guy just having the puppet stuck straight to his back, the stick is sticking out towards you, and it's much easier to maneuver. Okay, there you go. So that is a little tip. The next images will show you the characters that you need to cut out. First, if you make Tam's puppet, now I have separated his kilt and legs from the top half of his body, and you'll notice he's wearing the famous Tam O'Shanter hat on his head, a big floppy hat with a bauble on top. And you will also notice his hand here has a split pin attached to it so that his arm can wave up and down, and you can also take it off and put it back the other way. There is also a split pin hole here and on his body when you want his legs attached. So that's the first puppet. Secondly, I cut out Meg the horse. Now she is standing facing away from Tam's house, and her tail is separate from her body. You'll notice that obviously comes into significance later in the show. Okay, so there is Meg the horse and Meg's tail, both on separate sticks. Third, item that I cut out is just a tiny little item. This is a glass of beer for Tam to have when he goes to celebrate in the pub after his successful day at market. So that is Tam's beer. Obviously Tam is not alone in the pub. Here is one of his farmer friends also celebrating after market time, and you'll notice again I have done the body and head separate from the legs, just with a hole for the split pin to go in there as they chat together. So that's Tam's friend that he meets in the pub. Next puppets I cut out were two rather harum-scarum looking witchy type dancers, which are the characters Tam sees when he peeks through the kirk window. We have one that's just dancing and waving her hands in the air. This one is also used for the chase, when Tam gets chased by the ghoul down the road. And you might notice that I have attached her hair, it's rather crazy hair, with a split pin through her forehead, but it just means that this hair can move from side to side depending on which direction you want the lady or the witch to face. Okay. Lastly, I cut out another picture of Meg the horse. This time you'll notice she's facing the different direction, and rather than standing still, she is in a running pose. If you're struggling for any of these shapes, you can search silhouettes online and you'll get pictures of different people and animals that you can either print out and trace or just copy from your computer screen. And obviously, again, it's the same tail, it's Meg's tail, that can just be turned round. So when the witch finally catches them on the bridge, she quickly removes the tail and snatches it away. So now we've seen those puppets, just a few tips before you embark upon your show. Make sure your lighting is quite good. Double check, because sometimes if the lights, you can put the lights on in the room as well as a light behind the screen. Try with the lights off, see what works best for you depending on the time of day. Maybe get someone to help you record. In the next lesson, there is a tutorial on how to edit things and create an iMovie, so you can do that if you wish. That way you can cut out any little mistakes or blips that happen and join every section of your performance together. Even add some music if you wish. Okay, film your clips with your puppets and enjoy yourselves. Okay, goodbye boys and girls.